Greetings, Earthlings, wisdom keepers, wisdom seekers. Welcome back to Wisdom Drops, your source for daily drops of wisdom and savvy cat astrology. Meow. My name is Tonia, and today we are talking about the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Will Smith. Now, by the end of this video, you're gonna have an understanding of Will Smith's chart and be like, "Oh shit, I didn't know that about Will Smith." Pretty interesting, fun. I'm looking forward to it. I used to say for the longest time Will Smith was my favorite actor, but he has since been replaced by Joaquin Phoenix, not even for his acting ability or his physical sexiness, but for his fucking balls in saying that veganism is the way to go. I appreciate that man very deeply, and the words he said are very true. They strike a deep chord of truth in me, and therefore he's got my respect vote as my favorite actor. Now, as far as on-screen stuff goes, Will Smith is the dude. He's cool, he's great, whatever. There are some things about his character I am not super appreciative of, but you know what, that's with it, not everybody, but a lot of people. Like, I don't appreciate how Kanye calls women whatever, but I'm not here to judge nobody, so I just know what I take, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, and what I appreciate and what I value, what I put honor in. But I am a Will Smith fan. All that to say, I think some of his belief systems are really like limiting now, and he kind of defers back into some like just oh, I'm gonna fall back into what I already thought was true. But I was really like the biggest fan for the longest time, and still a fan of his work without a shadow of a doubt. I just you know, I think he's gotten kind of complacent in his revolutionary abilities, perhaps. I think he could do more, put it that way. But I'm not here to criticize and do an assessment on Will Smith. That was like a long celebrity thing. Let me know what you think, though, down below. Couple quick announcements. If you're new to this channel, welcome. You can subscribe and join us. We are a growing community, very fun. We talk about astrology. If you like learning about astrology, that's what's up. If this video brings you any value whatsoever by the end of it, you can hit the like button because it helps other people get the information on this particular celebrity for free. You can also put the celebrity you want me to cover, if you have one, in the comments down below, and that will be fun and interesting to see who people suggest. This is just an idea of a little series I had, and I was like, cool, let's do it. And last but not least, you can get a session with me. You can book a session if you want to look at my Gmail address down below in the comment box or description box of this video, rather. You can reach out to me there if you are interested in me having a look at your chart doing this stuff. So with that said, let's look at Will Smith's chart. Why you are here. What an interesting human. This birthday that's listed on the interwebs is Wednesday, September 25th, 1968 at 9:47 p.m. in Philly, of course, the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Hello. I think it goes like West Philadelphia, born and raised. Like, that's where he starts out the whole thing. So anyway, though, here we go. Here's his chart. The reveal. Wow. Moon and Scorpio, anyone? Hello. Conjunct Neptune. Damn. Sun and Libra. Okay, I'm certainly seeing why Hitch was Hitch and why he's so good at that. Not to mention, he's got the Charmers conjunction. I don't know why people don't talk about this in context of the Charmers conjunction. If your girl ever gets next level astrology famous, I'm gonna coin it if it hasn't been coined yet. This is the Charmers conjunction. I could write chapters on it. So many interesting things with this conjunction. Interesting. What I will say, just to simplify for you, is that this is the Charmers conjunction because Venus is the planet of pleasantry and beauty, and Mercury is the planet of communication. You have to admit, whether or not you like him, Will Smith is a freaking fantastic communicator when he wants to put on that charm, and that he always puts it on. He's the charming communicator because Venus is the planet of pleasantry, and it's in its own sign of Libra, and Libra is beautiful. Libra, like Taurus, is ruled by Venus and is all about beauty and is all about aesthetic and is all about pleasure of an intellectual variety because it's in a social sign, an air sign, Libra. So this is very interesting to think about when you think about why he is such a smooth talker, so to speak. He's the fresh prince, after all, okay, of Bel Air. And, with this said, this Venus opposing Saturn is very interesting because Saturn is the planet of authority and structure and kind of like hard ass energy. No, kind of to it. It is the hard ass energy. So basically, it's like the boss, the authority. And Saturn in Aries is not the best or easiest placement, just to be frank with y'all. So the fact that it's in opposition by a 6-degree orb with his natal Venus, and even less so with that Mercury in his chart, tells us a lot that he might have some issue being too not diplomatic in his stuff, too like fiercely independent in certain ways. Now this is part of his gift, though. This is what makes him so freaking strong. So strong. This is why he could do all that stuff, like all those like workout things, that he does when he does his like pull-ups and everything, and all of his physical abilities. And it's just really impressive when you like think about just what he can do at that level of like physical caliber. I heard him say in an interview once, the thing that separates me between the other guy on the treadmill is that I'm okay with dying there on it. Like I'm okay dying there for the sake of winning. Like he'll just go that hard because he wants to achieve. Saturn is achievement. Okay, Saturn is accomplishment through the test of time. Okay, and through being hardened off in some way, shape, or form. And this is in Aries. Mars, hosted Saturn is what we're witnessing here. Mars rules Aries. And so that adds even more malefic, like hard nature to it. And this is part of his strength. Okay. Now let's go to this. Speaking of Mars, let's go to this moon in Scorpio. What? Will Smith is undoubtedly a very intense feeler. He has to feel very deeply. Okay. By the way, another reason why he's so charming is because his chart ruler, which is Mercury, since he is a Gemini ascendant, his chart ruler is Mercury, and that's conjunct the beauty planet in its own sign. Libra is ruled by Venus. And so that's really interesting to see here how that plays out with his charm and charisma and how he comes across to people, because the chart ruler is the very public, like how you filter with people, like your public kind of mask, and so you put that planet that represents that as a like representative of that energy of his public mask with the planet of beauty, Venus, in its own sign of Libra, and you get a beautiful communicator who's perceived as being beautiful and pleasant in nature and witty and intellectual, But then that moon in Scorpio, there's more than meets the eye, ladies and gentlemen. Will Smith is deep as fuck because moon in Scorpio people feel things very deeply. They feel things very deeply. And if you have moon in Scorpio, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But you can feel it so deeply sometimes that you turn to ice. And that's the danger. That's the danger, y'all, of moon and Scorpio placement. Let me tell it to you straight. You can turn to ice. And I think Will Smith has hit a point where he can ice out for better and for worse. Icing out is part of how he does what he does and does those incredible feats that he mentioned, in that interview or whatever. But like, he's also extreme as hell for better or for worse. So moon and Scorpio people, if you piss them off, game over. You're done. You're out for life. It's a very loyal energy too. So if he has people he trusts them. And this is like a very small list. Trust and believe. Moon and Scorpio has a very short list of people that they actually trust at the end of the day, without a doubt. So he's like that, whether or not he wants to appear like that, it's how he really is, which isn't to say it's a bad thing at all. And they can be fiercely loyal or not. In a lower vibe, they can be lusty and stuff. But I think the whole multiple relationships thing was like consensual and mutual between the two of him and Jaden or whatever. I don't know. Celebrity things are sometimes just so made up. I think there's like a degree of like realness to their whole relationship, obviously though. But like, you know what I'm saying? He could also be like deeply this shows his sexual intense sexual desire. Generally, like moon and Scorpio is going to be a very deeply sexual energy as well. So you can have a very strong sex drive, and you add that to like this moon being conjunct Neptune, and there's a fantasy element that he seeks with it and that he experiences. And he's also very deeply intuitive. I would be hard pressed to believe that he is not a good judge of character. If you told me he's a bad judge of character, I'd be like, lies, because like he could deceive himself into seeing the ideals of people, but with all these sextile lines, look, no hard line to that Venus. Now to the moon, yeah, to the midheaven, but that don't mean that I'm not concerned about that. That doesn't affect his intuition ability there. And Pluto, of all planets, is in this sextile. The amplifier, the freaking ruler of Scorpio in modern astrology, is sextile. Hello. And Jupiter is also there in that's beliefs and like spirituality. So he has some deep, whatever he does believe, he feels it deeply and truly that's what he believes. Like this explains his deep faith. He talks about his faith. He brings spirituality into everything he talks about. He'll diminish it because he's trying to be all like cordial and appealing to a wider audience and not seem like he's dogmatic, even though we know at the end of the day he can have some of that like Saturn, like, oh hell no, I'm the authority here kind of energy come out, like me, Saturn and Aries, almost like a conceited kind of twist to all that is a potential. But it is what it is. And his Mars in Virgo, which makes him one hell of a worker. Some people argue that that's the best place for Mars, period. So, there's that. And it's in sextile again to these really nice aspect, this Charmers conjunction. And Mars is also square the ascendant, which motivates and gives him an ability to accomplish what he wants to be perceived as ascendant. And with that moon square midheaven, that motivates, okay, his accomplishments in general, and to do what he feels, moon square midheaven, he wants to be known for, and a legacy of midheaven square moon. So yeah, I know you learned something in that. I know you did if you're still here. And with that said, hit that like button because it helps the video get to more people for free. Leave a comment down below if you so wish. Yada, yada, yada. And with that said, through next time, until next time, may the stars be with you. Peace.